So last week we have to speak on that. Last week, I couldn't write my thoughts down. I had a lot to do. I had to work on some music. I had to work on some visuals. Had to talk to certain people. So my mind was not in the right headspace to talk about this. But we're here. We're here. It's Monday. It's a fun day. Um, yeah, I'm sorry I took that from shits and gigs. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. It's Monday. It's Monday. The logic. Welcome back. Yeah, man. Let me just get into this. I'll give you the hook. So, like you guys know, Monday's back. Last week, or the week before that, because last week we didn't do anything. Last week we broke the broad brush. This week we talk about the invoice they send to your door, or they sent to your door. Because it was last week's chats. Yeah, let's get into it. There is a narrative in South Africa that every man carries a collective debt. That because of the actions of the monsters, the innocent must walk with their heads down. They want you to pay for a crime you didn't commit with apology you don't owe. If you're tired of being a debtor, just existing. Oh, sorry, let me get that right. If you're tired of being a debtor just for existing, stay with me. We're tearing up the bone. Alright, cool. They want you to pay for vibes that aren't yours. We tearing up the bill. We tearing up the bill. We tearing up the bill. I know it may seem so otherwise, but it's literally what it is. You can't fight this being silent. I won't fight this quietly. I won't just sit there and always let it slide. I'm speaking out. I'm coming here to speak out. Uh I'm tired. I'm tired. I've been finding or trying to find ways to actually just say it, you know, um, also without offending anyone. At the end of the day, I'm discussing a very, very, very sensitive topic, so I understand some people might feel like I'm attacking women. Some people might feel like I'm very insensitive, but I feel like we need to have these discussions. So this is the surgery. So I was looking for my notes. The surgery, the bread maker analogy. Let's look at the logic. If a baker makes a bad batch of bread that harms people, do we arrest the man who cleans the floors? Do we arrest someone who bought a loaf 3 towns away? No, we don't do that. We sue the person who bought. We don't sue a person who bought a loaf three towns over. We don't do that. Um, we find we find the person who mixed the ingredients, the person who actually made the bread, the person who allowed the bread to be bought by a customer, to be consumed by a customer. You know, um, Yet socially we've decided that all men are the bank for the sins of the few. When you tell a good man he is trash by association, you aren't fixing the problem. You're removing his incentive to be a protector. You're telling him that no matter how honorable he is, the scale stays tipped. We are taxing the very people we need to guard the gates. Like, I've realized that the engagement on this page is mostly like 35-year-olds to 50-year-olds. And I realized that most 35-year-old men, um, from 35 to 50, I sit with old heads a lot. I'm always with my uncles, and I'm always taking in this advice and knowledge. You know what I mean? Um, but I know that the grown men can't come into the comment section and tell me, like, this is what's happening, because that uncle's wife might see the comment, and then it will create problems in his marriage, in his home. And that is not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to find the balance. I'm trying to fix the scale. I'm trying to be honest. I'm trying to allow us all to have the important conversations that we need to have. The individual versus the tribal. True justice is individual. Tribal guilt is a tool. Tribal guilt is a tool for people who are too lazy to hunt for the truth. When you accept the collective debt, you aren't being empathetic. You are being complicit in a lie. You are teaching the world that evidence doesn't matter, only identity. Stop apologizing for being a man, Xe. Stop. Stop apologizing for being a man. Start being the standard that proves the lie wrong. Yeah, start being the standard that proves the lie wrong. You know, sometimes you just have to stand up for yourself. And I feel like for men, as men, we have to stand up for one another. We have to speak out on I want to say it, but like we have to call out bullshit. If it's bullshit, we have to call it out. It is what it is. There's no, there's no, there's no. What's the saying? Straight talk never ruins any friendships. You know. So put it as it is. Say it like it is. That's what we're gonna be doing here. The outro. What do I have for the outro? What do I have for the outro? I'm just checking my notes here. I don't know. I don't know. Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday's a tough chat. I had a problem with Wednesday simply because like what I speak on today is what I have to like incorporate on Wednesday. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, my knuckles have been cracking them a lot these days. Um, Wednesdays are it's a tough battle for me to be able to just incorporate everything I speak on Monday this episode so that I can get it in on Wednesday. It's a bit because it has to be precise. Because you know we're doing the surgical touches, so that's the most important thing about everything. So Wednesday I'm putting these bars to the test. Friday, uh, also Wednesday I'm dropping the YouTube episode and the Vault episode. So that's like two different things I have to incorporate. Where I'll be adding in the Vault I add like 8 to 12 bars extra. It might be 8, might be 9, might be 10, might be 11, might be 12. You know, so yeah, that's the Vault episode. And then Friday we discuss the fallout. We discuss it. I saw last Friday there wasn't really much of a discussion to be had. So I really understand it and I'm taking it in a different way. So I'm trying to work on it, but we'll have a discussion about the fallout and the problems I face concerning this episode or the start of this whole series, you know. So please type logic if you're ready to start paying debts you don't owe. Please just that's all you gotta do. No problems at home, no problems in the marriage. Just type logic in the comment section. And that's it. Fix the scale. I'm out.